huge, hidden, heavenly body right here in our solar system. Evidence is mounting that either a brown dwarf star or a gas giant planet is lurking at the outermost reaches of our solar system, far beyond the planet Pluto. According to the British newspaper The Independent, the object is 4 times the size of Jupiter. The Independent, the object is 4 times the size of Jupiter. The Independent, the object is 4 times the size of Jupiter. The Independent, the object is 4 times the size of Jupiter. The Independent, the object is 4 times the size of Jupiter. Independent, the object is 4 times the size of Jupiter. Experts say the presence of such a massive object could explain why a barrage of comets has been coming from that direction. Massive object could explain why a barrage of comets has been coming from that direction. Object could explain why a barrage of comets has been coming from that direction. Object could explain why a barrage of comets has been coming from that direction. Object could explain why a barrage of comets has been coming from that direction.
You're watching the Skywatch Media News Channel for April 9th, 2019. Here's what's happening. On April 6th, another large meteor exploded in a ball of fire over the Siberian town of Krasnoyarsk. The daytime fire event was caught on dashcam cameras as the meteor streaked across the sky. According to eyewitness reports, the meteor suddenly appeared in the sky as an orange fireball with an intensely bright sparkling tail, accompanied by a high-pitched sound. The phenomenon caused fear on the ground, described by onlookers as similar to a plane on fire. The object split into several pieces before disappearing in the sky, somewhere over the Irkutsk region. This is the third major meteor event in Russia in just over 3 months. On December 18th of 2018, a massive 173 kiloton bolide exploded over the Bering Sea, near the Kamchatka Peninsula. The event was kept under wraps by NASA for nearly 3 months. Then, on the 15th of March of this year, a meteorite slammed into the Krasnoyarsk region, with local reports saying it warmed the air and shook the ground after streaking across the sky in a green, yellow, and orange fireball. The meteor came down close to the site of the Tunguska event of 1908, when a meteor exploded in the atmosphere, wiping out 80 million trees, and with the estimated force of 185 Hiroshima bombs. The rash of recent meteor explosions in our atmosphere is a wake-up call to all nations on Earth. In February 2014, just 1 year after the impact of the Chelyabinsk meteorite, scientists stated that the danger of small asteroid impacts was foremost in the minds of public officials worldwide. The asteroid that exploded above Chelyabinsk in February 2013 was 56 feet in diameter, and it weighed 11,000 tons. It struck Earth's atmosphere at 40,000 miles per hour, and it broke apart about 12 to 15 miles above the Earth's surface. The energy of the resulting explosion exceeded 470 kilotons of TNT. Masked in the chaos of the explosion was an enormous plume of dust left behind in our atmosphere. The cloud of dust from the Chelyabinsk impact, which consisted of hundreds of tons of material, lingered for months after the explosion, creating a dust belt 25 miles high in the Earth's atmosphere.
Some of the common questions that kids ask are, why is the sky blue while the clouds aren't? Why is the sun yellow? And why does it turn reddish-orange during sunrise and sunset? These questions might look difficult to answer at first. However, the physics behind them is not difficult at all. There are two things that play an important role in giving a color to the sky. One is the atmosphere of the Earth, and the other is the sunlight, of course. So we need to know more about these two first. The white light coming from the sun is a mixture of 7 primary colors, and each colored light has a corresponding frequency and wavelength associated with it. The violet colored light has the shortest wavelength of all, while the red one has the largest wavelength. And what forms the Earth's atmosphere? The Earth's atmosphere is mainly composed of gases, dust particles, water droplets, and water vapor. Among the gases, nitrogen is present in abundant quantity at around 78%. It is followed by oxygen, which is approximately 21%, and the remaining is filled with the likes of argon, carbon dioxide, and other gases. First, let's see what happens when the sunlight falls on these air molecules. When sunlight strikes these molecules, it gets scattered. Scattering is a process in which the light is absorbed by the atoms and re-emitted back in various directions. However, not all the light is scattered equally. The amount of light that will be scattered is given by the Rayleigh law of scattering. It says that the amount of scattered light or the intensity of the scattered light is inversely proportional to the fourth power of the wavelength of a wave. I is inversely proportional to lambda to the fourth power. If the value of lambda increases, then the intensity will be lower. If its value decreases, then the intensity of scattering will be more. Lesser the wavelength, more will be the scattering. So now, I want you to tell me, among the 7 colors of sunlight, which one will be scattered the most? Yes, the light of the color corresponding to the smallest wavelength will be scattered the most. So blue, indigo, and violet light will be scattered most by these molecules of air. And when this light travels to our eyes, the sky appears blue to us. But wait, the violet light has the smallest wavelength. Then why doesn't the sky appear violet or even indigo for that matter? The violet light has the smallest wavelength. Then why doesn't the sky appear violet or even indigo for that matter? Then why doesn't the sky appear violet or even indigo for that matter? Violet light has the smallest wavelength. Then why doesn't the sky appear violet or even indigo for that matter? Violet light has the smallest wavelength. Then why doesn't the sky appear violet or even indigo for that matter?
Now guys, this is the clip that it posted already, yeah. It's from Iceland. What do we see here? We see another event like we've seen on those cameras. I will show you 2 more. The red burst. Now pay attention to this, yeah? They said we are not seeing the sky violet. or indigo, yeah? Now, here, if you're gonna stop this clip, you're gonna catch this. Now, this is what I believe to be the direction of discharging the electrical energy, yeah? Now here, as you can see, there are some waves, yeah? And here, for the first time, it appears that celestial body, part of the NIBIRU system. Now, I've told you before, and I'm telling you again, if you're not gonna do this, stop and play, you're gonna miss a lot of details, as I've told you before. You see? This is the moment when the discharge takes place, and this is the color that we see. So at the top we can see violet and even a shape of indigo. I'll try to catch it again. So this is the red sprite, yeah? And we see here the violet light, yeah? Yeah, with this contrast it's a little bit better, yeah? Anyway, you have the clip, so if you play and stop, and I told you to do, you're gonna catch this, yeah? The time when the red sprite occurs and all the color resulting from this in the sky, yeah? Okay, let's go further. Now here is a timeline, a time lapse, I'm sorry, from Spain. This is the webcam. Now two things I want to show you here. One of them is this red sprite occurring, and you see right after you can see that violet light. This is impressive. It's almost like I mean, it's a little bit more convincing than that one from Indian shores. The other thing I want to show you here is this. As I told you, there is a planet at the horizon, yeah, visible, and I will show you the same planets at the same position in Santa Barbara, on the webcam of Santa Barbara, California. Now this is Chania, Crete. have another red sprite. Okay. Now this is Santa Barbara, yeah? The webcam from Santa Barbara. Now first of all, this is the sunrise. And this is the interaction of the sun with the dwarf planet, yeah? Part of NIBIRU system. Now this kind of thing I have showed you several times, yeah? It was on Malta, over the Stromboli. Anyway, you have it in the clips, yeah? Now here is Blue Laguna. Laguna Beach, California, yeah? Now, as you can see, if the discharge, the point where the discharge occurs is not in the front of the camera, you're gonna see only the colors, that they become normal after that intense blue all over. Now let's see what we have here. This is the sunset. What do we have behind the clouds? We have a very large heavenly body. which is behind the clouds. So I'm sick of those idiots telling me about reflections, those experts. This is a celestial body, my friends. And it's quite big. So you see it. Going to Laguna Beach, California, the webcam. And you're gonna see it more clearly, yeah? Now what's the drill here, my friends? That CNN news report was in 2012, yeah? So since 2012, seven-year passed, yeah? So if Dr. Carlos Ferrada was correct, and he told us that Nibiru is coming with a speed of nearly 300 kilometers per second. Well, in 7 years, do the math. Now here, this camera is from Mexico. I believe we are seeing the same thing. This large heavily body, part of NIBIRU system, which they call Helios. So I've told you they try to observe Nibiru, but first they're gonna catch this meteorites and some asteroids, because when NIBIRU system entered our solar system, of course this system, the NIBIRU system, pushed some rocks from the Kuiper belt, yeah? Rocks, and as the guy says, comets, yeah? So that's why we have a increased number of meteorites which are coming, are hitting Earth. You see it? Anyway, you can go on, here you can see it much better. You can go on webcam de Mexico, on Puebla volcanoes, and this is the time lapse. And you're gonna see it very clear. Here she is. And she seemed to travel behind the sun, yeah? You have the impression, I believe, she's turning behind the sun. Anyway, go on this webcam of Mexico, and watch it for yourself. You see, here it looks a little bit better. Now this is the reason of this increased number of meteorites hitting the Earth. And I believe also that we're gonna see more, I mean the webcams, because this is the problem. The webcams or your phone cameras can catch this red sprite and purple shade, but the human eye cannot catch these colors, yeah? I mean live, you cannot be outside and see a red sprite with your own eyes, but your phone camera will see it, will record it. Okay guys, so go on the cameras and see the time lapses and you will have the possibility to watch these objects more clearly. Okay guys, God bless you.